And how can you do it better without causing a lot more work for the students and therefore a lot more work for the faculty members? Because the moment faculty members say, well, right now I do 5 quizzes, I do 3 reaction papers, I do 1 research paper, I do, and what I'm going to add is 10 discussions and 5 online quizzes, and then I'm going to give them PowerPoints and notes, and I'm going to PDF everything, and then I'm going to link to Digication, and I'm going to use soft chalk, and I want to do live demonstrations. So what I'd like to do is hook into, go ahead, but the students will run out of your classroom as fast as they can to find another course where the teacher has a nice yellow legal pad full of notes, where they read them and the students sit and do nothing, and that's much, much nicer. And then the students are eventually going to say, do you think that you are the only course that I have? And of course my answer to that is yes. Because I really do want them to do all the work that I assign. But as we're creating the coursework in different ways, we have to drop out some of the old stuff that we're very comfortable with and bring in some of the new stuff that the students are more comfortable with. This morning, when George was speaking, he used the term, actually I think it was Ron Bergman from Lena who used the term, the digital native, and that's our students. So we are more or less digital immigrants. Some of us are digital from another planet, coming to this one and trying to figure out the technology that we have. Depending on experience, depending on age, we are comfortable with technology, confident with technology, fluent with technology. But the idea is not to overwhelm, to kill the students, and have the student not able to, and of course, if it doesn't go to the next slide, the presentation is over. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, please ask. So the basic questions are, how can we do this better? How can we give the students, and flipped classroom is a term, how can we give the students more control over what goes on in the classroom? Students, if they take more ownership of materials, will do better with materials. My experience, online quizzes, I don't make them one-shot deals as I would in the classroom in the first 10 minutes to get them there on time. I make them, take them as many times as you like, have the book open, have Google open, phone a friend, bring your family members to help you with the quiz, whatever you would like to do. Because if you continually get 27 out of 30, and you want the 30 out of 30, you're going to look up that wrong answer, and you're going to find the right one. And if you get a 24 out of 30, you're going to know you were guessing, and you're going to have to fix that. So I use quizzes very much to support student learning. The students come to us with a phenomenal amount of technological experience. They are definitely digital natives. They are fluent. Their thumbs are faster than my 10 fingers put together. They can do a phenomenal amount of stuff in a very short time. And yet when we say, okay, log into the CUNY portal, we are apparently speaking the language that they have not heard. And then, of course, we do say, okay, well, log into the CUNY portal, and then here at BCC we have a shadow system called OSIS. We have a wireless login. We have their BCC email, which I don't know how many students use it, but I know we're not running the risk of overloading the gig of space that they have. The only thing that goes into it all the time are the BCC broadcasts that nobody reads anyway, but they're there, they're collecting digital dust, and they'll be there for quite some time. When the students are alumni, they'll be able to come back and go, I didn't go to that thing back in 2014. I wonder what it was like. Our targets are the students. Everything we do should be about the students. Everything we do, everything we try to teach, everything that we try to improve our teaching about should be about the students. And I hope that it is. And I really do attempt to do that for myself. Because when I decided to try Digication, for example, our portfolio system here at the college, it's a separate login from Blackboard, where I do my online teaching. So if a student is going to use Blackboard and Digication, they have to have 2 sign-in and logins. And this is not huge. Because if you think about the number of logins, passwords, usernames that our students have for all just the social networking, the media networking, Facebook, Twitter, Delish, their cell phone, their iPad, their laptop, all of it, different usernames and passwords. And yet when it comes to the college experience, students will say, I don't know which one is which. And basically I believe that is because it doesn't matter to them as much in many cases. Because they should be able to do this easily. And I say this because I get to sit in a lot of fun meetings with people like George Adi and James Haggard and others. It's coming soon to a college near you. Single authentication. Everything will be based on MPL ID, one login. So when you forget that one, boy, are you shafted. And that'll be true for faculty, staff, students. The students are who we want to go to. We want to judge all of our stuff, all of our developments by them. Is every faculty member the same? Probably, thank God, no. Is every student the same? Absolutely not. They come in with different levels of experience. They come in at different ages, especially here, I know, at BCC. Our students range from, our new freshmen are 18 and they're 60-something. They're all over. And they have different capabilities, different experiences, positive experience of school and of technology, and negative experiences of school and technology. The classroom with 26 students or 30 students or whatever number of students are sitting in front of you, it's not even. They don't have reading skill, they may not have math skill, they don't have English skill, they don't have tech skill, they don't have a lot of things, but they have a lot of things. They have a tremendous amount of experience and a tremendous amount of ability to get through things and overcome obstacles. And I know that because they are sitting in front of me. Just our registration process in CUNY. It is better than, I don't know, how many hurdles do they run in the 800 meter in the Olympics? We put more hurdles in front of students and yet they overcome them. Some of them go over them, some of them go around them, some go right through them. And we are here to assist. And we're here to assist in the academic mode, I hope. What do? We teach blended and we teach hybrid and we teach online. What benefits the students most? What do students need? Typically our students, I think throughout CUNY, in an urban center, college is not the only thing they do. They have lives. They have social lives, they have family lives, they have work lives. And they are trying to carry as many credits as they can, and they have a goal. Students here, 50-50, they are here to finish college, get a degree, move on. They are here to finish college, transfer, get a further degree, and move on. And I teach education, so my students are here to get a degree, here to transfer to get a degree, and then go get another degree so that they can become teachers. So they have a long-term plan. There's an awful lot in front of them that they need to do. How do we best do that? How do we best, as 3 Bronx campuses, Hostos and BCC, feeding Lehman, how do we best do this? And then there is some, Blackboard is in common, for example, but we use different e-portfolio platforms. Lehman is currently, I believe, starting to pick up Digication. They're piloting it. So the students here, for about the last 5 years, we've been using Digication as the e-portfolio platform. Some teachers use various pieces of software in the classroom, like SoftChalk, like VoiceThread. Are those used at the senior colleges? Days like this allow us to maybe find that out. And the tech people and our instructional tech people in particular get together every now and again and talk about what it is we're using, what are the best practices, what's most successful, what is most cost efficient. And then what is the disposition of the faculty member in the classroom for the students? How do we know whether something is working or not? I try to assess if my students are learning. I have to assess if my students are learning. I give them tests, I give them quizzes, I ask them questions. If you really want to get blank stares back, and as your faculty you can do this all the time, go in and say, okay, last night you were supposed to have read chapter 4 in the textbook. And the folks in the front are like, I read the chapter. And the folks in the middle of the room like, I looked at the table of contents. And the folks in the back of the room are, there's a textbook for this course? When we're talking about the students when they go online, the early students to jump into the discussions and the wikis and the blogs, they're the ones who have the textbook and have been doing the reading. And the ones that join in later are like, Yeah, on page 89, that was really good stuff. But if you just go back into the discussion board, search page 89, you will find out that 2 students prior to that post talked about page 89.
Yeah.
They're really good at this stuff. They have skills. We need to take advantage of those skills. They are really good at technology. We need to take advantage of the technology. 7 principles of online learning to go through really quick. We have to be able to communicate with the students. That's probably about 3 or 4 of these principles. Communication is key. If the students are not participating, we have to go and get them. I teach 3 education classes this semester, and I teach 1 first-year seminar. The first-year seminar, while I love teaching, and I will always love teaching, it is my favorite group of students to play with. Because in the first day of class, I hand out the attendance sheet, I have them all sign in, I ask them for a cell phone number. And I warn them that if they do not come to my class, I will be in touch. And there is a mentor assigned to my section who will be in touch. And the first time that I text students who miss my class, in the next class, by the time I walk in, word has spread. I do not know whether it is Facebook or good old-fashioned conversation face-to-face before the class has begun, but they're like, he texts you. He is a cyber stalker. Why is this man texting me just because I missed a class? Because you missed a class. And in the first year seminar, it's extremely important that they get involved and get off on the right foot, because that is what the seminar is all about. So I make sure that I stay in touch with my students. While Georgiani was talking this morning, and it's just the way it happened, I had 7 or 8 students texting me, current, former graduates, asking, what do I do, where do I go, what is this advisement thing? That was one of my first year seminar students. Just when you think you have taught something well, reality comes back. I spent 2 classes on advisement registration, the way the process works. What does an enrollment appointment mean in CUNY First? Where do you go for this appointment? You don't go anywhere. It's an appointment in CUNY First. Well, that makes no sense. It's CUNY First. We want students to be active, hopefully in a positive way. But if you do online discussions properly, my experience, you can hear the students yelling at each other. You can hear the students pounding on the keyboard because they are actually excited and absolutely angry about some of the things some of the other people have had to dare to say. It's amazing because, again, sometimes during the class, when I have a group in the FYS section especially, I will break them up into groups, 5 or 10 minutes, they get a topic, they discuss. While they're doing that, I take the attendance sheet, whoever is not there. I send them a text, you're not in my class, where are you? It is phenomenal to get back answers. I'm on my way! Yes, I don't want late, I want present, now. And they enjoy. I have yet to get a student who says, leave me alone. Go ahead.
I just wanted to go back to that last slide that you had.
Absolutely.
Because I like this idea of texting the teacher a question. In the slide, I wondered what you thought about that. I mean, because some students may feel, more comfortable sending it to you without raising their hand and being, everybody looking at them. So, I mean, what are your thoughts?
In the hybrid mode, students will text, email, some students even actually call. I think I've discovered they can actually use a cell phone to make a call. But what I absolutely, whatever way they want to, the shyer, less expressive students, more introverted, will definitely do way better in the discussions, and I require in the discussion. If in the hybrids, I require 3 posts per week, and the fully online, I require 7. And they have to be spaced out over the course of time.
Let's hold the questions to the end, so all presenters, I'm sorry, I said that at the beginning.
Okay, I'm sorry. This one, I just love the bankhead here once, I'll leave that up so you can read it and laugh along. High expectations. If we make high demands on the students in these courses, and with the technology, we had better make high demands on ourselves, and we must live up to them. I have a basic turnaround time, and Professor Broughton, who works with me, tells me I'm out of my mind. 24 hours, you submit an assignment, I will grade it and get it back to you. I grade them digitally, everything is submitted through email, so I get a timestamp on it so I know when it is late, and the timestamp of when I sent it back. And I highlight, I circle, I put in arrows. I use more digital ink, but the great part is I'm not wasting any trees. Well, digital rainforest somewhere, I'm probably destroying. But I grade everything and I send it back, and I teach writing intensive, so students get to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. If they grade it, if they rewrite it 7 times, I will reread it 7 times, because they get much better at what they do. Does it take a lot of commitment on my part? Yes. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm a faculty member. I teach, this is what I do, and this is what I have time to do. We respect the way they learn, we respect what they do. The folks that I get to work with here, I am extremely proud to work with them. There's a team of people that I've worked with now for several years, and all of them, if you come across any of them, all of us certainly work not only with the people on campus, but certainly off campus. So if you are from another campus, and many of you are, because I don't recognize a lot of you, please feel free to contact via email. If you call my office, you may get a call back sometime in September, because I really don't know what that thing on the desk is when it rings. But if any of us are able to do anything for you in the areas that we kind of are, quote, experts, please let me know. My time is up. Thanks very much.